What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Wytches. Today is October 31st, Wednesday, New Comic Book Day. I have my haul here of 25 with 22 different titles. I'm going to throw up my Midtown order from this week as well. I have read through this stack. Starting off on the DC side of things, Drowned Earth. So this title has been marketed for quite some time from DC. For months now. A lot of promos kind of leading up to it. Prelude came out, I think it was 2 weeks ago now. Very good storyline overall. You know, I really feel they kicked it off very well. You really needed to read through the Prelude. If you start off on this number one, you will have no clue what is going on at all. So, started off, you know, very long time ago when Atlantis was kind of first born, when it was up above the sea line. There was like this artifact. Signal went out to all different types of water-based dwelling Earths, and come to find out there were allies, and here came some enemies as well. The enemies came back after, you know, thousands of years. So what they're doing is trying to drown the Earth, you know, as the title says. They are basically teleporting like a mutant type of water from another universe onto Earth. If the water touches you, you become like this mutant type of monster, like instantaneously. So you have like a little zombie type of effect, you know, kind of going on. Very, very cool. You know, I won't tell you which of the superheroes, you know, touches the water. You know, there's a lot of things kind of going on here, but man, great artwork from time to time. Every now and again, you know, some of the artwork is not there. You know, overall artwork maybe a 3.25. But excellent, exciting storyline overall, man. You know, they're bringing all their Atlantis big guns to the table. So yeah, really enjoy this one so far. Drowned Earth number one. Moving on to the Witching Hour. So this is the final part of the Witching Hour. Very cool storyline overall. You know, so it jumped between Justice League Dark and Wonder Woman back and forth, and you have a little separate title as well. So overall, you know, they retconned Wonder Woman to have magical powers, you know, from almost her teenage years, I think, as she was, you know, like 10-ish, somewhere in there. So it's Hecate. Hecate, at the very beginning, this one issue, this is the final issue, ties up the entire storyline, but this final issue kind of goes along Hecate's origin story. So she's taken over Wonder Woman's the body, while Wonder Woman's spiritual, you know, mind is over and up on the moon, kind of watching the fight. But Hecate's origin story kind of explains how the Dark Realm initially got into magic. Like the very beginning of magic ever, this kind of explained how the Upside Down Man, coming from like the multi-negative universe, how darkness kind of first got into magic from the very beginning of magic. So yeah, pretty cool storyline overall. Really enjoyed it. You know, I normally stay away from magic, but this is pretty good. Yeah, the Witching Hour. Heroes in Crisis. Tom King, you know, I like that writer. I feel he's a slow burn from time to time. You know, a lot of times it takes a while for his storyline to get out there or, you know, come to conclusion. The first issue, you know, kind of didn't totally gel with it, you know. I may have been expecting just a little bit more, but the second issue, man, a lot more storyline kind of going on in the background. Really enjoy this one. Artwork alone, you know, high up there, maybe a 4.25 maybe, time to time. Yeah, great storyline. There's a few times, so this one kind of explains what Sanctuary is. So a lot of people who have, a lot of superheroes who have a lot of mental issues, they're able to come into Sanctuary and kind of explain what's going on, you know, what ails them mentally. So you had a couple of the main characters, the main superheroes, kind of have a little dialogue with the camera. Great stuff, man. Very emotional stuff here. Batman explaining kind of how the Robins affected him throughout his life. Superman, man, his was very, very memorable. Very cool storyline overall. So they're trying to find out who killed all of these superheroes who had visited Sanctuary. Harley Quinn and Booster Gold are somehow involved, and heroes are chasing them, trying to figure out what actually happened. But yeah, cool storyline, very cool insight to the characters themselves, like their psyche. Really enjoy this number two here, Heroes in Crisis. If you got number one, didn't really enjoy it too much, definitely pick up this number two. Moving on to Vertigo here, under DC, we have Hex Wives. So able to pick up, this was cover A, and this was a cover B from Jenny Frison. Man, I saw this one going on eBay already today from $10 to $15, man, already. So yeah, happy to pick up that cover B. So Hex Wives overall. So overall, the artwork on the interior, very decent. I would give the artwork maybe like a 3.75 out of 5. Storyline overall, what you have are witches. There's a coven of witches who are reincarnated throughout the centuries. They always look the same when they're reincarnated. So there are, a group of men who have been hunting down these witches since like the dawn of time. The men are unaware that they are reincarnating. They feel that these women are just immortal because it seems like they've tried to kill them over and over. Sometimes it seemed like they were successful, but there they were just like years later. So fast forward to 2005, someone dies on the architect side, the male side. Seems like the witches won. You fast forward one more time to today, 2018, and things are different. So good setup overall, not enough to draw me in, to tell you the truth. I will not pick up, this number 1 was pretty decent, but not enough for me to pick up number 2 on, to tell you the truth, guys. So yeah, if you're into magic, if that witch covenant, attracts you, check this one out, Hex Wives. Moving on to the Green Lantern Hanna-Barbera side of things. So this is yet one of the other mashups here. So this was the Green Lantern Huckleberry Hound cover A. I was able to pick up the cover B by Yasmin Putri as well. Enjoy that one. Not her best, but do enjoy it. So overall, this storyline, the artwork interior was subpar in my opinion. I really felt this was maybe a 2.5, 2.25 at best. This, usually there's a lot of character development on both sides, quite a bit of dialogue between the two. This one here really seemed like Huckleberry was really like a minor character in the background. It didn't really affect, this is really like a Jon Stewart solo story, in my opinion. So if you're into Jon Stewart, check it out, but not really on the Huckleberry, side of things. If you're a fan there, not too much there to kind of grasp onto, in my opinion. So yeah, really enjoyed the cover B side of things. Otherwise, I would say pass. One more mashup, I think this is the last one that I picked up. Deathstroke, Yogi Bear. I was not expecting too much out of this one. I'm not too much of a Deathstroke fan. I loved the Yogi Bear, cartoons back in the day. This one really got me, man. I really enjoyed this one. So a lot of good background, storyline to Deathstroke kind of coming in at the, not the pioneer, yeah, I guess the pioneer, age side of things. So, a little bit of a like different universe here. But yeah, really enjoy the dialogue. Great action to go along with it. His interaction with Yogi Bear was pretty good, man. Pretty good dialogue. Got some humor kind of thrown in there from time to time. Pretty cool stuff, man. So I did enjoy this one, surprisingly, or this surprised me that I actually did enjoy this one. So yeah, if you're looking at the mashups, trying to figure out which one, I would suggest this one so far for today. Deathstroke and Yogi Bear. Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. I highly enjoyed the Injustice video game, enjoyed that storyline. I enjoyed the volumes that came from Injustice overall. I loved He-Man growing up. So this was a great mashup in my opinion. They kind of took off, where they left the Injustice storyline, came up with a alternate storyline that, magic is against Superman. They got to destroy Eternia. There's this other universe that's out there. So yeah, this entire issue, I'll leave it here, was this big, defending Castle Grayskull. You had all of the good guys from the He-Man side of things, plus the good guys from the Injustice storyline that's going on right now. Against all the bad guys from He-Man side, as well as Skeletor side, as well as the Injustice side of things. So yeah, man, great storyline, good artwork to go along with it. Skeletor picks up a new power. So don't know if y'all are into specking on like separate universes like that, but something does happen to Skeletor here at the very last page. So I'll put that out there if you're into spec buying like that. So yeah, Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. All right, Avengers Halloween Special. So I picked this one up. I was not looking to pick this one up, to tell you the truth. I don't like a lot of the short stories that are in there. But this cover B was pretty hot. So I saw this cover B going for $10 to $15 already online. So I saw the cover B on the rack, picked it up. I did go through it. I would not suggest it overall for the storyline. There is one story in here that was based on The Thing, you know, the movie with Kurt Russell. If you like that movie and you like the superheroes that Marvel throws out there, a lot of Avengers involved in that storyline, pick this one up. Other than that, pass. But yeah, if you see this cover B, definitely pick it up. Next up, Old Man Logan. So cover A, cover B. So I love this cover B, far more than cover A. This was actually the very last issue of Old Man Logan. I have not been picking this one up. Picked up when a few keys came out here and there. I was going to read this one overall in trade. But yeah, it kind of, followed the storyline overall. I was a fan. At the very end of this one, you then get into the next title where they're actually going to be killing off Old Man Logan, called, what was it? Dead Man Logan, coming out in November, here next month. So, or tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, guys, check this one out. Old Man Logan, make sure to subscribe to that next title coming out if you did enjoy this one. Staying on the Old Man universe here, we have Old Man Hawkeye. One that I was going to kind of pass up, but after reading issue number 1, man, really fell in love with that storyline. So yeah, I've enjoyed the storyline all the way through. Excellent artwork. Great dialogue coming from Clint as well as Kate Bishop when they do introduce her, a little bit later in the issues. Man, the fight scenes are, spectacular. So I typically stay away from superheroes that don't have any powers. Any bow and arrow type of superhero definitely falls in that category. But man, I really have enjoyed this one, man. I think this is my most favorite Hawkeye, solo issues that I've ever read, to tell you the truth. I haven't read many, but man, this one definitely falls in that one. So yeah, if you have not checked it out and you enjoyed Old Man Logan, you're shying away from this one, check it out, man. Old Man Hawkeye. Extermination. So man, I love all the X titles that are out there right now. I go back and forth between X-Men Red and Astonishing X-Men right now. But yeah, this Extermination title that's kind of covers the X-Men Blue team. Man, great storyline. They killed off a few of the some major players so far, man. So yeah, pretty cool. Don't know, so this is, straight up continuity. They're going to kill off some people, kind of clean stuff up. After this, we're going to get into Uncanny X-Men. There is something that happens here at the very last page, and I won't tell you what happens, but man, it looks like there is a death in another, super major character here, man. So yeah, if you're in the X-Men side of things, definitely check out this title. It's been great action, great storyline, man. Excellent overall, man. This is, beat my expectations by far. Extermination number 4. All right, some of the Spider-Geddon that came out. I skipped one title that came out, but I did pick up Spider-Force. So pretty cool, action-packed all the way through, in my opinion. Very good artwork to go along with it. I was not expecting this high grade of artwork, but man, I would give this artwork 4.25. Maybe 4.5 on some of these pages here. So yeah, there is one new introduction, this guy called Spider-Kid. Check this out, kind of like a... more of a Bronx, street hardened Peter Parker, version of Peter Parker here. But yeah, he's inducted into the Spider-Force team to go fight this big battle that they're doing with Dr. Octavius. But yeah, very cool, overall. I was going to skip Spider-Geddon to start off with, but yeah, really kind of pulled me in. Pretty good storyline overall. So yeah, Spider-Force number 1. Moving into Image, so Ice Cream Man, this is issue number 8. So this is by Vanessa Del Rey. This is cover B. I was surprised to see this one on the rack, and somehow, sorry about that guys, I missed on grabbing a cover A. So I actually read through this one as carefully as I could. Man, I saw on eBay this cover B, which I thought was spectacular. As you saw, I ordered one more through Midtown. I wish I would have ordered more. Man, this one was already going for $15 to $30 on eBay today, the day that it came out. Man, thoroughly surprised at that, but yeah, I love this cover. My most favorite Halloween cover that came out this week, to tell you the truth. Love it. So Ice Cream Man cover B, if you could find this one on the rack, definitely pick it up, guys. Shanghai Red number 5. So this one actually concluded this little mini series they had here. I thought it was actually 6 issues, stopped at number 5. If you have passed this story up so far, highly suggest to pick this one up and trade. So this is an overall story of revenge. You have a woman who was shanghaied. They thought that she was a man. Somehow she was... she lasted, I think it was like 5 years or so on a slave ship. And, you know, no one ever found out that she was a woman somehow. But she survived her, you know, that hardship. She came back. This is a story of revenge. She basically killed every single person who was involved in people shanghaiing from this certain town here in America. So yeah, excellent storyline. This gritty type of artwork, sketchy type of artwork, I felt went along with the storyline, man, superbly. Great coloring to go along with the feel and the tone. Man, I loved the storyline. There was a great climax battle here. Loved it. So guys, if you are into revenge type of storyline, definitely check this one out and trade. You know, 100% recommended by me. The Realm. So this is issue number 10. This one finishes off a story arc, and the way they kind of left it, man, I don't know. They kind of left it on, you know, how much more is, or how many more issues will there be? You know, it didn't really say continued. I don't know. It was a weird, there was conclusion to the storyline. It wasn't a cliffhanger, but I guess question of how many issues there's going to be going forward. But yeah, really love this one so far. You know, I think some people felt the pacing of this one was too slow, you know, not enough action, but, you know, I disagreed, man. I love the Dungeons and Dragons, Lord of the Ring, you know, type of theme. Man, this one definitely had like the best of everything. You know, it's like The Walking Dead, Lord of the Rings mixed together. I love this one title. So yeah, great battle here at the very end. This one, our little group, you know, they've definitely grown from like day one. I want to pick this one up and trade and read it all the way through just one more time. Because, you know, I really enjoy the storyline. I just don't like how it's broken up month to month. You know, I really want to read the storyline all together, so I'm definitely going to do that when this trade comes out. So guys, if you have not checked out The Realm, if you enjoy Walking Dead and Lord of the Rings, check this one out and trade for sure. Right, Wytches. So this is a one-shot called Bad Egg. This is just a Halloween special that came out. So this continues the same storyline. This is actually a prequel to the Wytches Volume 1 that came out, written by Scott Snyder, artwork by Jacques. So, man, I read through that one. Love the artwork. The storyline, you know, I felt the storyline, the first one, even though it's very, very popular, I felt maybe like a 3.5 out of 5. It's very good all the way up into the very end. You know, I think they could have tied up that very last issue a little bit better than the way it was, you know, and I know it's a very popular, you know, title out there. Volume number 2 is coming out. This one kind of introduces a couple characters that's actually going to be in Volume 2. Even though this was a prequel to Volume 1, this actually introduced a few characters that's going to be in Volume number 2. So yeah, if you know, read through Wytches, that Volume 1, if you enjoyed it, definitely go read through this one. This was actually a reprint. Apparently they released this one like monthly in another issue, another, was it like Image Print or Image First or something of that nature? But this kind of collected what they had issued on a monthly basis is what it sounded like previously, like little pieces of the story, and this collects it all. So yeah, I enjoyed this one just kind of because I did enjoy the first volume. So yeah, if you did as well, definitely check this one shot out. Got one from Aftershock, Lost City Explorer. So this one kind of built up a little bit slower than what I thought. It took a while for them to actually get to Atlantis. And when they did, man, it was like, you know, quick in, quick out. So I'm a little bit, have a little bit of a mixed emotion of this first story arc that came out for Lost City Explorers. Had a lot of good buildup, a lot of good potential. I just don't know. I'm a little bit on the fence on this one as far as if I would, you know, recommend, you know, this title to someone else. Really on the fence, you know. So the artwork, you know, go along with storyline. Artwork maybe a 3.25. Storyline with this conclusion of this first arc, man, maybe just a 3 out of 5. You know, I was really hoping for a little bit more, but yeah, if you're looking for something a little bit different, if you like the mythos of Atlantis, you know, check it out. But I was expecting just a little bit more. Got one from Boom Studios. This is Bone Parish number 4. Love this title, man. So Cullen Bunn, you know, he's a great writer of horror, in my opinion. This one has a dark, creepy feel to it. You know, New Orleans based, a lot of the dark magic and involved here. So you have like cocaine that's kind of, like a cocaine type substance kind of mixed in with like sacrificial magical, spellbound bones. And, once that happens, once a person uses that drug, they actually become the essence of that person, of the bones that were kind of ground down into this drug. So very cool. You kind of see like the aftermath of some people, who use a drug. Good ways, bad ways. It's, the drug is bad, overall, but, people are using it in different ways. I really enjoy how they kind of did this little, they use the drug as a little tactical, they kind of like militarized it and used it as during this tactical invasion, man. I thought that was pretty cool. Was not expecting that. So yeah, really enjoy this one title. If you're really into horror, looking for something on the darker side, check this one out. Bone Parish number 4. Moving on to Dark Horse, I have one, Stranger Things. This is number 2 of 4. Number 1 was just okay. It took me a little bit of time to kind of think back as to what happened in season 1, because this is all about Will Byers when he goes into the upside down world. And this was pretty cool. This one issue here followed basically one entire scene, maybe like episode number 2 or 3 or something of that nature, but I did recall like the entire dialogue, and this is basically the entire dialogue from one side. You could hear his mom on the other sid. Later on this one issue, you see the Christmas lights, how they start communicating on a little bit of regular basis. But yeah, very cool, because I was playing the episode kind of like in the back of my mind as I was reading through this. So yeah, really enjoyed reading through this one issue just because I was a big fan of Stranger Things the first season. So yeah, Stranger Things number 2. Picked up one from Red 5 Comics. I did not read through this one. I want to kind of read them all together. I skipped number 1. I got number 1 later on through mail order. But yeah, this one was pretty hot, sold out. So I picked up one off the shelf, bagged and boarded right away just because I'm not going to read through it now. So yeah, issue number 3 of 4. This one was optioned for a movie, and that's why these are all selling out. Picked up a few from Valiant, Faith, Dreamside. So man, I love Harbinger Renegades, just because it's like another, like another modern version of like the X-Men is why I really gravitate towards them. Faith is one of those that I really enjoyed, just because of her attitude, her dialogue, humor is kind of thrown in there from time to time. So she's trying to help out this one girl, Animalia, who's one of the Harbinger Renegades, or she was introduced in Harbinger Renegades. She sees ghosts. So she got Dr. Mirage involved to try to help out with these ghosts, but at the very end, Animalia gets taken. So yeah, pretty cool. So it's going to be Faith trying to save Animalia throughout this one story arc. So yeah, enjoy it overall. Faith, Dreamside number 2. Last one for you guys, Britannia. So this is one to where if you are a fan of the Roman Empire, if you're a history buff, this is a title for you. There's a lot of historical events that did happen. There's a lot of loose, interpretation of kind of what happened, with some magical, supernatural things kind of thrown into the storyline here. Great artwork to go along with it, in my opinion. So yeah, again, if you are a Roman fan, check this one out. If not, skip. But I do enjoy history. I enjoy the Roman Empire. So yeah, this one's for me. Britannia number 4. Guys, that's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Should you enjoy what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.